It is Christmas time, and Christmas time is a huge movie watching time.
Yes.
I think Christmas is probably one of the most movie watching times of the year. More movies are consumed at Christmas time, I think, than almost any other time of the year.
Maybe Halloween.
Possibly. So, we wanted to share with you our movies.
Yes.
Hey guys, welcome back to Briar, Mom and Nerd. I'm Mom.
And I'm Nerd.
And today we wanted to say Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
And we wanted to let you know our top 5 Christmas films. We're each going to give a top 5.
Top 5 and 5 runners-up.
5
honorable mentions.
Honorable mentions. Almost made it, but not quite.
Yeah.
But this is a top 5 of my top 5 and your top 5 because we could never come to a top 5 agreement.
No.
There's no way.
Our movie tastes, especially when it comes to Christmas, are too different, I feel like. I'm not a huge Christmas movie person, so
Right.
It's hard for me to find Christmas movies I enjoy.
And I love Christmas movies.
Yeah.
I try and watch them all throughout the month.
Yeah.
So you're never surprised when you ask me what I'm doing and I tell you I'm watching a Christmas movie.
I really never am. For me, my Christmas movies usually are the 24 days before Christmas. I watch the 24 Bond movies. So that's my Christmas tradition.
Did you do that this year?
I did not. I didn't get a chance to. I was too busy.
That darn 2020 is messing everything up for everyone.
I know.
Darn you 2020.
I didn't do any of my movie traditions this year.
I don't think anybody's done any of their regular traditions this year.
We did our Halloween one.
We did.
Yeah.
We have
Yeah. So, my number 5 is Elf. It's a good movie. It's fun. It's a child's movie that's disguised as like an adult comedy.
It is.
Yeah.
I love
So,
Elf.
I mean, and you can't go wrong with Will Ferrell.
No.
So.
My number 5 is also Elf.
Hey, what do you know? Maybe our list will be a little more similar than we thought.
I love the movie Elf. I love Will Ferrell. I've accidentally collected
most of his movies.
A lot of Will Ferrell films. And when that movie came out, it just filled me with a lot of happiness and joy. And I don't know, just the way he gets so excited about Santa.
Yes.
It brings back all the innocence of childhood.
It really does.
And
oh, I love him so much.
And when he's eating that spaghetti sugar mix.
The 5 food groups of elves?
And just knowing like how many times they made him do that take and how he was so unhappy about doing.
You could see it in the movie.
I know, the take they used, you could see he was so done with eating this stuff.
He just kind of puts it in his mouth and is like,
But I think one of my favorite scenes is when he jumps on the Christmas tree to put the star on top.
Yes, that's a good one. I don't know. I love him trying to give the raccoon a hug.
But one of my least favorite scenes is when he puts the bubble gum in his mouth.
Oh.
I'm a germaphobe and that kind of thing. Like.
You mean Peter Dinklage isn't your favorite scene?
Okay, I do love Peter Dinklage going.
My friend, call me Elf one more time. He's an angry elf.
Call me Elf one more time.
It's so good. There's so many good parts of that movie.
It's a great film.
Yeah.
It definitely deserves to be on the list.
Yeah. All right, number 4.
Number 4.
My number 4 is Black Christmas, not the 06 or the 19 version, the original 1974 Black Christmas with Billy and his inaudible ramblings on his phone. It's very, I have no idea what he ever says. I love it. It's one of the original slashers, one of the oldest slashers. It's what spawned Halloween, so it kind of is the gateway for most horror that we love. So
seasonal horror.
Yeah. Well, even like Friday the 13th and Freddy, or Nightmare on Elm Street, all those movies would have stemmed from, would never have been made if not for Halloween, and thankfully Halloween was made due to wanting to do something, a seasonal thing like Black Christmas did.
Well, and, I could see you, especially you, the way that you like nostalgia films, liking a film like that.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Plus it's 1974 horror, so you can never go wrong.
You definitely are into that kind of genre of film.
Yeah. All the best, worst movies come from there.
Do you have a favorite scene in there?
I don't know. Maybe the beginning. The cold open they do is pretty good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Cool. Do they have a final girl in the original?
It's been a while since I've watched it. I think they do, but I'm not 100% sure. We'll have to watch it again.
We're going to have to watch it and find out.
Yeah.
I'm a sucker for final girls.
It's been a couple years since I've had the chance to watch this version, so...
Ooh, maybe we'll have to do it for What Even Is.
Yeah, I'd be excited for that.
My number 4 is, it's Christmas Vacation.
That's a good one.
I have been watching Christmas Vacation, like, almost my whole life. I even whip that one out when it's not Christmas time.
We do.
We do.
Yeah.
Like, in the middle of
It's
summer, for no reason whatsoever, we just watch Christmas Vacation.
Is it the best of the vacation movies?
I personally think it's the best of the Chevy Chase vacation films. Yes. I know there's a big argument that the original one with Wally World is the best one, but I think the Christmas Vacation one is the best. I definitely think it hits home for a lot of people. The whole, the family coming into the house and trying to host everyone. Yeah. I love when they go to chop down the tree, and just I love when Mom is like, her eyes are frozen shut. Her eyes are frozen over, Clark. She'll see it later. Yes. I mean, that's where we get the iconic, why is the floor all wet, Todd?
I don't know, Margot.
I've always wanted to get Dad to me a Todd and Margot shirt or mug or something. Yes, I've always wanted to get us one. Todd and Margot, they're iconic from that film.
Yes.
I think Chevy Chase did a great job. I think Randy Quaid did, Randy Quaid always does a great job as Cousin Eddie, especially there, like when he's emptying the shitter. I know you love that.
It's probably my favorite scene. It's just so random and gross, and like, it makes me laugh every time.
Just everything about it is a laugh, like everything about that film is just so feel good, and it makes you laugh, even though it's also real and it hits home. It can also make you laugh at whatever situation that you are in at Christmas time. Yeah. Because it just hits so many spots, and it makes it lighthearted.
It's a satire of real life.
It really is. Yeah. And Clark Griswold is all of us. We are Clark Griswold.
Some more than others.
Some more than others. Your dad is very Clark Griswold in a lot of life.
I mean, you did just talk about how he fell off the roof. So.
And he wasn't even hanging Christmas lights.
I think that's the sadder part of it.
Almost fell off the roof.
Almost fell off
the roof. So that's my number 4. I think it's a fantastic film.
Well, that was my number 3.
Oh!
So again, very similar in our list here, apparently.
So you're number 3.
My number 3 is Christmas Vacation. So what is yours?
My number 3 is A Christmas Story.
That's funny. That's my number 2.
Wow, we are very close to each other.
Yeah. I think our number 1s are going to be drastically different, though. So.
You know what my number.
And you know what my number 1 is, so.
So, wait, where am I?
Christmas Story.
Christmas Story.
Your number 3.
Is my number 3. Christmas Story. I really wanted to give Christmas Story number 2, but as we were talking, for some reason it just fell out as number 3. So I guess that's where we're going to keep it.
I'm interested to see what your number 2 is.
Apparently, it's not how I thought it was going to go. But you know me in these lists. When we tried to do this before, it's just the way it comes out.
I know.
It'll change in 5 minutes.
I had to make a list on my phone so everyone could see. Otherwise, I would not have been able to do this one. Like, there's a lot of movies, and just trying to pick 5.
I love A Christmas Story, and that's your number 2?
That's my number 2.
So we could talk about as my number 3 and your number 2.
Yeah.
Christmas Story is classic.
It is very classic.
Like, just about everyone has grown up on Christmas Story.
Yes. I mean, every year they do the 24-hour marathon.
I'm excited about this year because AEW is doing... they're kind of hijacking A Christmas Story.
They have been.
And, well, but this year they're hijacking the 24 hours.
Yeah. And
they are doing their version of A Christmas Story, and I can't wait to see MJF acting out in the pink bunny suit.
Yep.
I've seen photos.
I have too.
And little snippets, but,
yep.
You know, it's going to be...
Yes.
I loved that little video yesterday, but I'm Jewish.
It was great. It's so good.
But, you know, you get the Red Ryder BB gun.
Yep. I still want one.
I know you do.
I've always wanted one because of this movie.
And this thing which tells time.
Yes.
So you've got Little Orphan Annie. You've got the bully.
God, with the grossest laugh ever.
I can't even do it.
No one should do it.
I can't put my arms down.
Pretty much any time his little brother is on screen, it's a classic, like, quotable line.
You got poor Flick with his tongue, and I believe, if I remember correctly, Flick is also the one who gets a beating.
Was it Flick? I can't remember which friend it was now. It might have been Flick.
It might have been Flick who gets the beating because of his cursing.
I feel like Flick is the one that they just kind of...
the whipping boy?
Yeah. For the whole movie, he's just the one that they point at.
Poor Flick.
Yeah.
You've got the infamous fudge scene. I know
we still use that.
Yeah, we do. You say,
oh, fudge.
Only
the queen mother of all bad words.
the queen mother. Only I didn't say fudge. Queen mother. I love that they call it the queen mother of all bad words.
What's funny is there are worse words than that, though.
There are.
There are.
But especially as like a 10-year-old boy.
That is true. You don't really know the other ones.
But that movie is so classic.
It is.
So classic. I couldn't imagine going a Christmas without watching that movie. Really.
Yeah, that one would be a hard one to miss out on.
I think I'd be very sad. My sisters literally have that on, that 24-hour marathon. They have it on in their house the entire Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
Like, they don't put anything else on.
That's awesome. I love that so much. It's a good movie.
And I have that shirt. You shoot your eye out shirt. It's like my Christmas shirt.
Yes.
I should be wearing it for this video.
And you used to have your old Oh Fudge shirt too. I think it got holes in it because I was young.
It's pretty old.
Yeah. So.
Are we at my number 2?
We're at your number 2. We just did my number 2, so we're at your number
I'm really surprised that this one hit 2 and not like 5, but Black Christmas.
Of course.
My Black Christmas
is the 06 version. The very weird version of it.
It is a very weird version. I will admit it's not the best version.
No.
I'll admit that right now. But since the first time I saw it, I have been completely enamored with this film.
Well, you saw that one before you knew it was a remake, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this was like the Christmas horror movie for you.
It was.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there was others.
There was others, but this was like the
whatever
best.
You want to call those others.
Before
at that time,
Silent Night, Deadly Night, 1 through I think 6. They are amazing movies. They are amazing garbage.
Like I said, whatever you want to call that other stuff.
Also, there's the one with the Killer Santa that's played by Goldberg.
Oh my gosh, I forgot about that.
Where Goldberg spears someone in half.
It's true, I watched that one like last year.
There's a lot of really good garbage Christmas horror movies out there.
But Black Christmas, and even after realizing it was a remake, and even after seeing the other ones, and I even like the one from 19.
The one from 19 is alright. It's just, there's issues with it.
I liked it. Mm-hmm. But you know me in film.
Yeah.
It has to be a really horrible film for me to be like, that was a horrible film.
Looking at you, Thanksgiving.
I mean, it was alright.
Sorry, Thanksgiving 3, the sequel to Thanksgiving.
You know I can find good in almost any film.
I know.
But seeing this Black Christmas, it just enamored me. I don't know, there was a beauty in the way that it was filmed. I think there was even a beauty in the way it was acted. Mm-hmm. And I think that it really did a really good job at preying on the fears of people, women in general. Mm-hmm. I know that
it's really well casted.
I think it was well casted as well. I think that people played their parts very well, very convincingly. And I just enjoyed it as a whole. And I know that I am in the minority of people, but I will always watch that on Christmas Day.
Yeah.
I do. And it doesn't matter if you don't like it, if Dad doesn't like it, everybody's going, oh my God, I enjoy it. And when he makes Christmas cookies out of the skin of his mom's.
Gross. So, I tease you by saying it's a bad film.
In the milk.
I tease you about how it's a bad film and everything, but it's not horrible. There's a lot of worse movies you could choose.
Just look at I know you like film from a completely different aspect. Look at the way that it's shot.
Yes.
The way that they use Christmas lights as the lighting for shooting the film is beautiful.
Yes.
The way they're using the tree lights with a little white light in the back for a lot of those shots is amazing.
Yes, it does look very clean.
It's very visually appealing.
Yeah.
I don't know, just everything about it completely captured me. I still love it all these years later.
It's just a weird story.
It is a weird story. If you guys haven't seen it, you just have to be prepared for the
families that are a little too close.
I was gonna say the Lannister twist.
If you're
a Game of Thrones nerd.
Yeah. If you're not, go watch our videos on that. You'll know what we mean. No, that's the only thing that gets me with it. That I prefer the original over this.
But they don't just spring it on you. They lead up to it in the story, and they actually show you why that happened.
Yeah.
It's not a good reason.
No. And
there's no excuse whatsoever.
No.
But they don't just go, in the end, ha ha ha, this is who it is and why. They lead up to it. And honestly, so I appreciate that part of the storytelling.
Yes. It's good. I do appreciate that because the original, it is the same story as the original, unlike this new 19
his
one.
name was even Billy.
Yeah. That is the only thing that they add in your version compared to the 74 version. And that's why I think 19 is regarded as like the worst of the three.
Because it's so different.
So different, and
it's all way different.
And it's very political. So.
That's why but see, I look at movies like that, like they're separate films, and I think that's how come I can appreciate films in a different manner than a lot of people, because I can look at them like they're separate. And that's why I like 19.
Unless it's Psycho 98.
Yeah, that's not a thing.
That's the movie. You'll watch things killing, but not the Psycho 98.
Vince Vaughn, I love you.
Why? That's all I have to ask him.
Stick to crashing weddings.
Yes.
On that note, we're just going to go ahead and go to honorable mentions.
Yes. My number 5 is Jingle All the Way.
That one's so cute. So many people forget about that movie.
I love that movie. First off, how can you not love a Arnold Schwarzenegger action comedy holiday movie? Like,
he had a tussle with Sinbad.
Yes.
He fought with Sinbad.
I love when they go into the costumes and are fighting, and the dude's like, that's not what we rehearsed, or whatever he says in that scene.
I know.
It's so good.
I know. That is a good one, and that's one I think a lot of people forget about, but it's so cute.
And apparently they have a sequel with Larry the Cable Guy, and
I did not know that.
Yeah, I saw the trailer for it.
Oh.
I don't know that I'm interested in watching it. Yeah.
Okay, one of my honorable mentions is going to be The Princess Switch.
Okay, I have not watched this one.
Yeah, it's Netflix, and it's Vanessa Hudgens, and I love Christmas movies, so of course, seeing all the list of them on Netflix, I of course had to turn it on, and even though a lot of people were making fun of it, and I loved it. It is so cute. First of all, who doesn't want to have Christmas in a palace in England?
That would be cool.
Yeah.
What year is this? Like, what year does it take place in?
Modern times.
Okay.
Yeah, it's modern times. And who wouldn't want to switch places with a princess for a little bit?
That would be cool.
Just for fun.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
But I don't know. I just thought it was sweet. It was romantic. It was beautiful. Just the characters, they were so kind. Like the two ladies. Of course, there was a villain that had to be found out.
Of course.
But, they did it, and it was so cute. And I just thought it was sweet and beautiful and cute. And it was very Hallmarky. And you know me.
Yes. Lifetime on Hallmark. You love them.
So that's one of my honorable mentions.
Well, talking of rom-coms, my next honorable mention is Love Actually.
That's what I'm like, I don't even know if I've seen it.
Yeah, it's good. It's cute. It's essentially like there's a lot of storylines. There's a few storylines in it, but it's just every British actor you can think of.
I feel like I've seen parts of it.
Yeah, it's good.
But I know everyone talks about it, that I feel like I'm missing out and need to actually go and watch it for sure.
I don't know the character's name because I think he's only in 2 scenes that I remember. But I always feel bad for the guy with the sign.
Aww. So maybe I should watch it this year.
Yeah, we should.
Okay, my next honorable mention is going to be Miracle on 34th Street.
Okay.
It is a classic, and just full of Santa magic and just, I don't know, hope.
Mm-hmm.
Hope and magic and love, and it was another film that, looking at the original, it was filmed so beautifully,
Yes, it is.
Well, it's got that classic black and white beauty, and just, I don't know, the kind of love and hope and faith that it can fill you with. I think it's definitely worth mentioning for Christmas time.
Absolutely, yeah, that's a great one.
Yes.
Yeah. Next one I have is It's a Wonderful Life. We were just talking about this earlier, actually. It's kind of a slow start to it. And, but once it picks up, it's really good. It's great story. Again, another filmed amazingly, beautifully. I love how they portray God and the angels in this. It's a really unique take on
stars.
it. Yeah, the stars. It's a unique take on it. I love it. I love that aspect of it. Again, another black and white. Yeah, and just that story of like finding hope in a time that's very stressful and can almost be hopeless for a lot of people. It's a beautiful film.
It is a very beautiful film.
Yeah.
My number 3 could start a lot of arguments at Christmas time.
I almost put this as my number 5 for honorable mentions, but I chose
not to start the argument.
Well,
I'm going to start the argument. But my next one for honorable mentions is Die Hard.
Die Hard.
Die Hard has to be in here. I am not going to say yes and no, it is or is not a Christmas film. But facts are facts. It is being filmed. The story takes place at Christmas time.
Yes, it's at a Christmas party.
It's at a Christmas party.
If I remember.
There are Christmas decorations, there's Christmas trees, there are gifts, there's exchanges. It is Christmas time.
And if I remember correctly, it's been years since I've seen this one too. It takes place the week of Christmas, right?
Yeah. Yeah, they're actually getting ready basically to close down for Christmas.
Yeah.
So.
Also one of the greatest bad guys of all
Bruce
action all time.
Willis is my favorite action star ever. I love Bruce Willis so much.
Hans Gruber, man.
Hans Gruber.
He's worth putting it in the list.
When you have a name like Hans Gruber,
you are a bad guy.
You have to be because you've been bullied.
Yep.
But Die Hard is, no matter what side of the argument you're on, it is a classic film.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what has been said in more ways than Yippee-ki-yay, Mother Trucker? I mean, that is used in so many other things.
Well, and the very classic scene of him in the air duct.
Let's come down to the coast. We'll have a good time.
That has also been used in so many things.
Yes.
So.
It is classic, classic, classic. It is taking place at a Christmas party. All the Christmas elements are there except for snow, but there's no Santa, there's no reindeer, there's, Christmas wishes. They're not playing in the snow. There's none of that classic elements.
Yeah.
But it is Christmas, and you can't fight me on that.
Nope.
Facts is facts.
Yep. And neither of us are going to take a side on whether that is a Christmas movie or not, but the movie does take place in Christmas.
All right.
So my next one.
What number are we on?
Number 2.
Oh.
For honorable mention is Home Alone.
Ooh. That's my number 2.
That's your number 2? All right.
Home Alone. That's a classic.
That is a classic.
Everyone loves Home Alone.
Yes. I mean, everything from like Kevin putting the aftershave on to
shopping
to
the bird lady.
I mean, and him murdering 2 thieves.
I mean, he whooped their butts.
If you look at what they do, he does to these guys, they realistically should be dead.
I mean, it's so classic. Briar has 2 toys from the film.
I know, I love it.
He's got the 2 robbers and he's got their van.
Yes.
So that is classic. And that one does host all of the classic elements.
Yes.
It has Santa, it has snow, it has trees, gifts, wishes, miracles. Because it is a miracle that Mom made it home.
It's also a miracle those robbers didn't die.
That's true. They just went to jail.
They just went to jail. Oh man. I mean, at one point in the movie, you look at this and you're like, why are you still trying? Like,
Why are you still trying?
Just go. Cut
Because
your losses and go.
there came a point when it just became a personal matter.
It really did. I mean, and that comes up in number 2 when they find him in New York.
Yeah,
they're like, we're gonna kill him.
We're like, oh, we gotta kill that kid. Like, we don't care about robbing him anymore. Like,
we're just gonna kill the kid.
It's true.
Yeah.
But that is a wonderful film, and I do find
good.
myself trying to watch that other times of the year as well.
Me too.
Because it is such a fun film.
Yeah.
It is.
It's essentially Mousetrap the movie. I mean, you can kind of think of that.
I do. And it does teach you different lessons.
Yeah.
Appreciate your family, love your family. Also, don't judge books by its cover. You know, when he's got the pigeon lady, he's got the neighbor guy. Yeah. And that church is beautiful that he goes into.
It is.
It's beautiful.
Also teaches you the lesson of appreciate old films.
You know that they made that for the movie?
I know, and I want that to be a real movie now.
I know, but it's not.
I know. They should make it. Someone should make that a real movie.
That's Quentin Tarantino's thing. taking made up things and turning them into real film.
I know.
All right. What's your final honorable mention?
My final honorable mention is Gremlins.
Wow, I don't know if anybody would have thought of that.
Yeah, it takes place during Christmas time. If I remember correctly, the Gremlins were a Christmas gift.
Oh.
Or the Mowglis, rather, were a Christmas gift, if I remember correctly. But it takes place in Christmas. The ending is like midnight Christmas. So, yeah.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Yes, and I mean, how more classic can you get than the Gremlins? You know, like it's fun. It's technically a horror film, but it's just this family fun.
Don't get them wet.
No, don't get them wet.
And don't feed them after midnight.
No.
Those are the rules.
I think there's a third one, but I forget what the third one was.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
You just bought all those movies.
I just bought both of them. Yeah. I've never seen number 2.
I would have never guessed that on a Christmas list.
Yeah.
That's a good job. I'm thinking outside the box.
Yeah.
My number 1 on honorable mentions is Tim Allen's The Santa Claus.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
I thought about that one.
A lot of people forget about that film. But it is a lot of fun. Tim Allen, I think, does a really good job at playing that part, especially when he starts becoming Santa. I like that they show that Santa can be a normal person throughout the year.
Yeah.
But when it starts getting time to get ready to be Santa, like the way you change, the way you start getting thicker, your beard, and like all those things, and the way he's like trying to figure that out, like going to the doctor and try to work out and all these things, and eventually he has to just embrace it.
Yes.
And I don't know, I just like the different take on Santa in that one. I like the way Tim Allen acts that out.
Yeah.
I
love how it all starts too. He accidentally kills Santa.
Accidentally kills Santa by making him fall off the roof.
Like, how do you accidentally kill Santa?
He did though. But I don't know, it's a lot of fun. I think it's just a lighthearted, fun film that you just sit there and laugh at and just feel good with. You know, it's got its drama and its villain and all that stuff, but really in the end, you already know the good guy is going to win. This is going to be full of hope and love, and lives are going to be changed. And I don't know, I just enjoy it.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
All right.
Yay. So now we're down to our number 1 Christmas films. I already know what yours is going to be.
We both know what each other's is going to be. And I'm sorry in advance for yours.
No.
So I kind of.
But you didn't hijack it.
No. My number 1 is Nightmare Before Christmas.
It's almost one of my honorable mentions list.
It's a good movie. It's my all-time favorite movie.
I know.
Which we will be talking about that list for New Year's Eve.
Yes, we will.
So
we'll hear about it again.
We'll hear about it again. I love it. It's just the art style of it, the very like claymation look of it. It's another story of like someone taking over the mantle of Santa Claus. This one is a little more forcibly. And it's just this really beautiful story of like someone who feels like he doesn't belong.
he feels like his life is so humdrum, I
Yeah.
feel like. Or like, it's not really the life he chose.
Yeah.
It was the life he was given.
Yeah.
And it's like, he wants a choice. Or
Yeah.
something different.
Yep. But, and by the end, after defeating the villain and finding out that he may be also the villain of the movie, he's like, you know what? I'm going to embrace the life I was given, because that's a pretty damn good life. So.
It's kind of like a lesson to love what's in front of you and, like, love what you have instead of searching for that greener grass on the other side.
Yeah. Not that searching for that greener grass is bad, but
you have to embrace what you have.
Yeah.
Like, there's goodness in what you have. You just have to accept it and embrace it.
Yeah. And then you'll see your secret love that you didn't realize you knew you had.
Because boys are dumb, and a lot of times their love is right in front of their faces, and they just don't see it.
Yeah.
Boys are dumb. What is your favorite part?
That is a hard one. I don't know. What's This is a really good part of it.
That song?
That song, that whole sequence.
Yeah.
Like, the animation of, like, him, just his expressions during the song and his...
I like the Christmas lights in the eye sockets.
Yes, that's a good one. But yeah, no, just during that song, the whole joy, like, the innocence and joy that he has that, like, we kind of lose after being children.
Because he's experiencing something outside of Halloween Town for the first time in his whole life.
Yeah.
So it is the innocence of a child.
Yeah. It's this, and it's something that, like, we lose once we grow up, is this, like, we forget to be joyful for the small things like that. And he is excited about mistletoe.
Yeah.
Like, and, good dreams, not nightmares. So
watching the presents be wrapped, and
Yeah.
the beauty of the Christmas trees,
Yeah.
and even the cookies.
Yes.
So he's like, oh my gosh.
And it's stuff that, as a kid, that's the stuff you're excited about. And once you kind of grow older,
We take it for granted.
we start taking it for granted, and it's just the thing you got to do, this time of year or whatever. And the stress of the year starts becoming the main element where, I don't know, just that song and that scene always reminds me to...
Maybe we should learn to take back the innocence of this season and learn to enjoy it and embrace it more like Jack Skellington does when he first sees it.
Exactly.
Instead of going more towards the have to and the stress and the commercialization, go for more the beauty and its true meaning of the birth of Christ.
Yep.
And make it more joyful, innocent time instead of what other people have made it. Because Jack Dunn teaches us a lesson in there.
Yes. He teaches us many lessons. Also cannot forget the greatest cartoon villain of all time.
Oogie Boogie?
Oogie
Or the
Boogie?
Doctor?
No, the Doctor just kind of wants someone to sleep with. He's just building a sex doll, essentially.
Oh my gosh.
When you look into it. But, I mean...
Sally wasn't it.
Sally was not it. Sally turned out to be too rebellious and
in love with Jack.
Yeah. No, but
Oogie Boogie.
Oogie Boogie is one of the greatest cartoon villains of all time. He is one of the sickest villain songs ever.
He unzips himself.
He does.
He like lets his bugs out.
He unzips himself, just the one little bug, spider, and then he gets all unraveled.
Oh, then he gets upset.
Yeah.
My babies.
My bugs. My bugs. This is also a badass Santa. Like,
not at first, but eventually.
He's a snarky.
I want to know why his ankles are so skinny when
I
the rest
know,
of
right?
it is so large.
It's a very Tim Burton design.
His ankles are so skinny.
Yes.
And the rest of it is so large.
Yes. So yes, that is my number one. We can go into further details on
the next video.
The next video. Yeah.
Okay. My number one, absolutely without a doubt, is It's a Wonderful Life. first of all, is Jimmy Stewart. And
Yes.
I adore Jimmy Stewart. And people laugh when I say that because they know the kind of genre of film that I really like. And that is definitely not a Jimmy Stewart film.
No, yeah.
But I adore Jimmy Stewart. I think he was great on the screen.
Mhm.
It's a Wonderful Life, I think, expresses a fantastic message for humanity, for life. I think it definitely shows you that you need to always hold on to hope
Mhm.
and hold on to the good things that are in your life. The good is right there in front of you. You don't always have to be shipping out. So it's much like Jack Skellington in that manner.
Yeah.
You don't always have to go out and be finding it somewhere else. It is right there in front of you. You just have to open your eyes and
Yeah.
find it. Not even find it, just open your eyes. Like, it's
And
right
it's
there.
there.
Like, just accept it. There may be some bad things around, but there's always good there.
Yeah.
The beauty in the cinematography in this,
Yes.
the black and white is gorgeous. The beauty in just how it was filmed, the story itself, how we get to follow him from childhood all the way through, and seeing the kind of wonderful person that he is.
Yeah.
He gives up his life basically forever, gives up his whole dream forever. But that's because really what he needed to be doing was be here and do what he was doing.
Yeah.
And essentially, God was stopping him, saying,
Yeah.
nope, that's not where you belong. That's not what you need to be doing.
Yeah.
But he wasn't listening. He just kept groaning until the angel came down to like show him what it would be like if he wasn't there to take care of things.
Yeah.
I think everybody who was in that film acted it so well. Our main protagonist,
Yeah.
That guy? Yeah, our main protagonist is one of the most evil antagonist is one of the most evil bad guys on the silver screen without being like an evil man.
Without being like a straight bad guy.
But he's so evil.
Yeah.
He's so evil.
Yeah.
And I just like want to throw him out of that wheelchair of his and like.
I feel like that's not acceptable.
You know, but I don't know, just everything about that film, it provides me with hope and faith and love and the spirit of Christmas. And I don't know, I just, you know, we all need that man in our life. We all need that angel in our life. And we do all have that.
Yeah.
We just need to see it.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And I think it's, I don't know. And nobody else really likes to watch that film except for me. So literally the only time I ever get to watch it is Christmas Eve. So, and usually everybody wanders off and I watch it all by myself. But that's okay because at least it's the thing I get to look forward to in Christmas time is
Yeah.
that movie. Like,
Yeah.
and I save it for last because I like, it's the only time I get to watch it. So I
Also,
save it for
if
last.
everyone's wandering off, save it for last, so at least everybody watched everything else with you. You're not stuck watching every other movie alone as well.
No, it is Christmas movie perfection.
It's a pretty good one. Like I said earlier, it's just a slow start to it, I think. But once it picks up,
I love it.
yeah. Yeah.
And that's our Christmas movie list. What do you guys love to watch on Christmas? What are your favorite Christmas films?
What do you think of our lists?
Was there anything that we missed out on?
Or was there anything that we should not have put on our list?
Like My Black Christmas?
You know, it's not for everyone, but it's not. There's worse movies out there.
Well, I really enjoyed sharing my Christmas movie list with you guys.
I did too.
I think
It's
this
fun.
kind of stuff is fun. And we will be back on New Year's to share a drink and all-time favorite film list with you.
Yes.
And I can't wait to see. That's only a week away. Can you
know.
believe we're almost out of 2020?
I know.
Goodbye, 2020.
Yes.
So,
Oh, yeah.
in a week, we'll be back with you guys to share all of that with you. I can't wait. I'm so excited. He already knows my favorite films. I'm going to have trouble separating the top two.
Top two. I think you're just going to have to make a choice last second.
Well, we'll see what happens, guys. All right, guys. We'll see you next week. We love you. Merry Christmas.
Bye.
Bye.